I realised I said something wrong in that last video, which is that when I was a child, I used to see all this sort of Islamic poverty areas and not care because I thought like God made it that way. I didn't actually believe that because I didn't actually believe in God. I'm sticking. I never believed in God ever since. I think I was taught Christianity and stuff like that, and my granny was very Christian, and my mum used to be very Catholic and then converted to Christianity when she married my dad. But yeah, they all tried to make me Christian, but I think by the age of 6, I started believing in ghosts, and Christians didn't believe in ghosts. So that for me was like proof that Christianity can't be the truth because I've seen a ghost. They're telling me I haven't seen a ghost when I have. Therefore, I know that what they're saying to me is not the truth. So I've never actually believed in God, but I think when it came to Islamic groups, I never liked Islam, and therefore a part of me thought that maybe the reason why Islamic people live in this sort of way is because they're people that are not liked, not necessarily by God, but more like by the universe. The universe does not like this religion. I do not like seeing women oppressed. I've always been a fan on female strength and stuff, and I guess with the Wicca religion, like I did actually, because I was interested in magic and stuff like that. You know, it's not that, yeah, I never believed in a god. Did I believe in gods though? I probably did. I think I had more of a belief in gods than in God. This whole one God didn't seem to make sense to me because how could something be so powerful and yet, I mean, that didn't make any sense to me, but it was more logical that there was many gods. But I could never remember the names. I could never remember specific ones. I could never read the names as well. The names in the Wiccan books used to just be like, what the fuck? Is that actually a name, or is that just a bunch of letters put in some sort of order? So yeah, I never took the different goddesses' names seriously. But you can have, yeah, the goddess of the north, south, east, and west. That kind of made sense. But yeah, I definitely believed in goddesses, and therefore when I thought about sort of Islamic poverty, I didn't know about Saudi Arabia and huge wealth that they had. I didn't know actually about nice Islamic areas. I didn't, even Dubai. I never. I think I only found out about Dubai being so good when I started to meet clients that were Islamic and me saying that Islamic areas look bad, and then they'll be like, oh well, you've never been to Dubai. And then I sort of looked in Dubai. Actually, that Bangladeshi doctor, he also told me that this. I think I've put in subtle hints that I don't like Islam, and people usually, whenever I do that, people usually tell me how amazing Dubai is, and that I can't be correct when it comes to Islam and poverty, because Dubai is amazing and stuff. So, but yeah, I think a lot of people have put a lot of focus, a lot of Islamic people have put a lot of focus in Dubai to try and prove that Islamic people can be successful and rich and stuff like that. But yeah, if all that Dubai was built up on oil money, people going to different countries, finding expensive oil and then selling it to countries and then getting incredibly rich, you know, okay, they might be smart to be able to do this oil, to do these deals and stuff, but technically, should you really become multi-millionaires just because you found some oil in the ground and you said, because I was born in this country, I therefore own it? I don't know, because there's going to be a lot of wars, and there might be a lot of people who say we were also born in this land and we also own it because we're born in this land, this section of land, and therefore you do have to be kind of smart, because you have to learn how to take the oil out, how to make money out of it without like getting the people to murder you over it. And I bet a lot of people have been murdered over oil and stuff. So you do learn a lot by digging up stuff from the ground and then selling it to other countries whilst making huge amounts of money on it. Why? Because when you do that, you're going to start pissing off the other people who also want to make money off that same thing that you're trying to sell. So yeah, I don't really know. I can't say that oil or gold diggers are stupid, because I think you'd have to be quite smart to be a gold digger and find a way of making huge amounts of money out of it without having your other people in that country kill you over it. So you know, there obviously there is intelligence in the whole finding of things and selling it. But yeah, money and wealth though can't buy you happiness, and But yeah, I haven't believed in God, but there was a time where I mildly believed in goddesses, and I kind of thought, I don't know, but with the Wicca teaching, you kind of have to learn to kind of respect the goddesses, and if you respect them, look after them, or treat them nicely, or think goodly of them, highly of them, think highly of them, and they will think highly of you. And so you try and you imagine the goddesses being real, whether or not you actually believe they're real or not. It doesn't. I never really did, but I kind of tried to, and I used to try and like take up power and stuff. And when I would see countries that veil themselves and where they, obviously are oppressing women and stuff, for me, that felt more proof that God was a female, or that there was loads of goddesses that just didn't like Islam, and they've all just, in a way, I thought they would do what I would do, because if I was a god, I would have nothing to do with Islam. These people are sexist. I don't want anything to do with sexist people. Let's put them all in an area full of poverty, and let's do absolutely nothing. They can believe what they want. They can say what they want. They can do what they want. And I'm just going to say, you know what, you're all sexist, so I'm not going to help you because I'm a woman and I don't want to be oppressed in that way. So that is literally how I felt of Islam. I don't know if I've said it to anyone. I guess I've always tried to suppress my hatred of it throughout my whole life, and now it's getting to a point where I cannot suppress this any longer. I really don't care what you think. If I have to tell you the truth, I am God, and I don't like this religion. But yeah, it's annoying me because England is quite a nice country, and so to think that a lot of Islamic people who have these sexist views on women are now getting benefits and receiving a nice life, a nice home, a house that they probably didn't build. But a lot of these do go on to build. There are a lot of Islamic builders who are good at doing their job, and they can build up the country and make houses look good. There's a lot of tall buildings that I have no idea how to build. I wouldn't be able to do it, so I can't be insulting when they have a lot of skills that I do not have. So yes, but I still don't like the religion. But yes, I just want to say all that. And when it comes to this alien religion, it won't be me that promotes the alien religion, and therefore I can write about it, I can talk about it, but at the end of the day, it has to be humans who make this religion reality. If there was a religion that says that when I come, I know that there's going to be a lot of people having different views on me, and if people were to say that I was only here, what do people think of that idea? Did they say, I will say that I think I was here 23,000 BC, or just 23,000 years ago from this time now, which is actually 21 BC, because they count Jesus as being 2,000 years ago, so the BC is different. But I will say that I don't know, but I think it was around that time. But yeah, if people were to say, that would be an interesting thing. What would happen if people were to say that actually I wasn't here that long ago, I was only here 6,000 years ago, which in their interpretation, could be why the Jewish calendar started in that date. I think the Jewish calendar started in that date because I started counting people's lives, but I only started doing it from around that point, because I think anyone before 6,000 BC just wouldn't have had any type of chance at modern life or modern existence, so it would be unfair to start counting those lives in the sort of 10, society has to be at a certain level before you get a fair consideration of becoming civil. So I think that was when that's when I would say civilization started at 6,000 BC. But if you wanted to change that and say that maybe I came 6,000 years ago, but yeah, that if you did start saying that my bloodline is only black and white people, like how would that affect the Islamic or Arab looking people? I don't know. It would probably negatively affect them massively. So I'm not saying do it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing all the Islamic countries and Islamic people, and it's not a race. Islam is not a race. It's not about being a colour, but most people who choose it are Arab looking. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be racist, but when you hate Islam, and the majority of people who worship Islam have that. But I hate Christianity too, but not all Christianity, just some. And I don't know. I hate humans. Can I be humanist? Which is just where I hate humans, and I want a new species, and I want people to be just fun and happy and not just full of anger and the need to want to lash out. But at the same time, I feel like I'm being filled with this anger because I'm just being ignored and ignored and ignored and ignored, and I don't know how long it's going to be. And I feel like I'm in a prison, and I feel like something knows everything that I'm going through and is I don't know. I want to complain about this thing, but at the same time, this thing is the only thing that I'm having a conversation with. So this is like the only friend I've got. This thing that's talking to me through the internet and affecting my post or affecting what I see. It's talking to me through this, and it's the only thing that's talking to me. So how can I hate it when it's the only thing that's talking to me? It's like I hate the things that aren't talking to me more, and that's just humans.